Well, we all know how important a good night's sleep is, but how's your sleep hygiene looking these days? Sponsoring our segment today here at Promise Healthcare, I'm hanging out with nurse practitioner Jenny Dobb. Thanks for having us.
Thanks for coming.
Okay, so let's kind of set the scene here where we are before we get started talking sleep hygiene. But we're at a school-based health center right here in Urbana. Let's talk services that you provide.
Okay, so we are in the Urbana High School. We're Promise Healthcare at the Urbana School Health Center, and we have medical and mental health services at this location.
So basically anything you would get at another doctor's office, you could get right here at Promise Healthcare at the school-based health center. Let's talk sleep hygiene because there are some pretty alarming statistics actually, with 57% of middle school students and 72% of high school students not getting the recommended hours of sleep each night. What is recommended?
So for school-aged kids, there's recommended 9 to 12 hours of sleep each night, which is, I know a lot of us
12?
Yes.
Wow.
Depending on the age of the child, and each child's needs are a little different. For teenagers, that time changes to about 8 to 10 hours a night. So with our busy schedules and our activities going later and later into the evening, it can be difficult to get that 8 to 10 hours of sleep a night.
Oh my gosh, yes, add activities and then homework.
Yeah.
I know my kids have been up very late some nights. They definitely don't get the 10 hours, but that's important for them to do and try. Why is having that 8 to 10 hours so beneficial for our kids?
So sleep is so important for kids, adults too, but especially for children. So kids have a much better behavioral and ability to manage their emotions when they've had good sleep the night before. We're able to learn better, they can focus in class better, pay attention better, retain information better when they've gotten that good sleep the night before. Studies show that kids get in more athletic injuries and car accidents when they are lacking in sleep as well. So they're safer when they have better sleep. We release growth hormones.
Yes.
Thank you. While we're sleeping. And so if we have sleep deprivation over years, we can actually see a negative impact on our overall growth as well.
Oh man.
Studies are also finding that long-term sleep deprivation can also increase your risk for health problems such as obesity, diabetes, and high blood pressure.
Wow.
So really important.
Yes, and now hearing all of those benefits and some of the risks that are involved if you don't sleep well, I think it's hard for parents, especially with teens, to enforce that bedtime. And you've got some tips though. How can parents kind of help encourage kids to go to bed?
Okay, so we do have some tips, and that's that you want to try to keep your sleep routine a consistent set of activities each night before bedtime. So if you've got younger kids, that might look like taking a bath, brushing our teeth, getting our pajamas on, and having a bedtime story. That set of events we want to do with darker lighting. We don't want to have the big overhead lights on if possible. If we can have a bedside lamp on, that works a little bit better. We want to try our best to have our bed be only for sleeping. We don't want to, as much as possible, be on screens in our bed or do activities where we're up and aroused in our beds. We want our bodies to know when we put our head in a pillow at night, that's for sleeping. So we can also make sure that our children's rooms are dark. We want to make sure that there's not bright lights in the hallway. Some lighting might be good for younger kids who are getting up in the night, but we don't want bright lights. And then if there's noise in the house from other people who might be staying up later than the children, it might be nice to put some white noise in the child's room or in the hallway outside their door to kind of buffer that noise.
Yeah, those are all great tips for our kids. These seem like great tips for mom and dad as well. So we need to be role modeling good sleep hygiene too. Something I am finding in your notes here that I struggle with, avoid napping during the day. Sometimes you're just like, oh, I just need a little power nap here, but you don't encourage that?
If we're having trouble sleeping at night especially, so if we're getting naps during the day, it can inhibit our body's ability to have good rest in the night. So we want to also try to exercise during the day. Sometimes if we exercise too late at night, that can be invigorating and we can have trouble falling asleep. But if we exercise earlier in the day, we fatigue our body and our body's ready for rest when we go to sleep.
Yes. All right. Great tips here. And hopefully we can put those into practice so that we can kind of decrease that 72% of high school students not getting their recommended sleep, because as we heard, it's so important. Let's kind of remind everybody where you are located here in Urbana and locations across Central Illinois.
Sure. So we're located in the Urbana High School here. We're on the north side of the Urbana High School, and this is our Urbana School Health Center. We also have a health center, a school-based health center in Rantoul at Ader Junior High, and we'll be opening a school health center in Champaign in the coming year.
Well, a great resource here for our students and families within Central Illinois. Thank you so much for having us.
Yeah, I have one more important tip I forgot to say.
Me. What is it?
Screen time before bed. We strongly encourage no screens in that last hour before bed.
That's hard for everyone.
It is hard for everyone, and it's especially important for children. Studies show that screen time before bed for children especially inhibits their melatonin production, which is what helps us be ready for sleep at night. So our brains interpret the light from that screen as daylight, and we don't think it's time to shut down for the night. So if we can just stay screen-free for that last hour, that's really important for a good night's rest.
Yes, that's for everyone of all ages.
Absolutely.
That's a great tip, one that we definitely need to put into practice. So thank you so much. These are all great tips. If you want to learn more about Promise Healthcare, who we do appreciate sponsoring our segment today, we'll connect you with them as well as all of these tips at ciLiving.tv after today's show.